Hey guys, what's going on? It's Carl here, back with another episode and revisiting a super popular video that I did last year. I'll leave that up here, where I looked at the best smartphone gimbal of 2016. We're 1 year later, 2017, and there's a new model out. I've been using this for the past couple months, and it's had a ton of improvements, even cheaper than before. So we're not only saving a ton of money, it's better ergonomically, and I think the best smartphone gimbal of 2017. So let's take a look. This is the Zhiyun Smooth Q 3-axis gimbal for your smartphone. And for any of you that don't know, this is essentially a little device. Once your smartphone sits inside, makes everything super smooth even when you're moving, and can create some pretty cinematic, smooth shots, way better than handheld. These are so useful and are becoming very popular. I've seen at least 3 or 4 new Kickstarter campaigns of gimbals, but I think this guy right here is the best. And maybe the most popular company that makes gimbals, you'll probably know, is DJI. They do make the DJI Osmo Mobile, which retails for $300. This guy right here is $150, so half the price, and probably can compete and is on par with its performance. Last year's model from Zhiyun was called the Smooth C, this one being the Q. I guess we're going further down the alphabet. We've seen a ton of different upgrades. Now this is completely encapsulated into one device. So batteries are built in. You can charge via micro USB on the side. That will take around an hour to 2 hours of full charging when it's fully depleted. And this should last you 15, 16 hours on one single charge. Just make sure you do turn it off. Otherwise, it kind of stays on and your battery dies out. It does come with this nice little case for transport, so you can fit that perfectly into your bag while protecting the little mechanics of the gimbal, as this is quite sensitive, and the actual setup is super simple as well, depending on any smartphone that you might happen to have. Some people will screw up when calibrating the actual gimbal. It isn't as simple as just sticking your smartphone in and turning it on. It does require a tad bit of tuning. So for example, I've got 2 smartphones here, both Galaxy S8s, the Plus as well as just the regular 8, and they both can fit into this guy. They just have to be tuned because they weigh differently. You can see now that the gimbal is kind of just sitting downwards with this guy facing down. And if you were to turn this on, nothing would happen. See, it's now on, it's not really calibrated, and I've seen some friends saying, oh, this is the worst gimbal ever, it's not really working. That's because it isn't calibrated. So I've turned the gimbal off, and there's actually this little knob here which you can turn, which either tightens or loosens this little bolt, and you can see here, this little piece slides out until the phone kind of just sits in the right place and balances kind of just like that on its own. Once you found that sweet spot, simply tighten up that nut. Now you can turn on the gimbal and it's fully calibrated. It's that easy, and as most of you usually only have one smartphone, you just have to set that up once and you're good to go. So our smartphone is nice and set in, and this keeps all of the footage super smooth in and out, panning from side to side. Plus there's a little control mechanism on the actual console that will pivot. It will pivot the gimbal up and down so it records, and you can get interesting shots whether you're looking up or down. So obviously the best way to show you how good the footage that you can grab using the Smooth Q, I've created this little hack challenge. We've got the Smooth Q over here, and here we've got the makeshift little handheld setup. We're gonna shift to outside and compare how smooth each of these are. Let's do that. Right now. So this is the Smooth Q, highly recommended, a solid smartphone gimbal for only 150 bucks. I think it's one of the best purchases that you can make for an accessory for your smartphone, and you can pretty much start vlogging, recording all of your video just with this setup here. Of course, link down below. Let me know your thoughts, and if you enjoyed this budget edition look at some of the gear that I like to carry around, I will catch the rest of you one of my next episodes or in one of my next vlogs. Peace.